nutshell, it answers a very simple question, which is, why do your customers buy from you? Why are they loyal to you? But it answers it in a very eye-opening and counterintuitive way. So I'm going to walk through this in a little bit of detail. You're probably all looking at the big bar on the right, and we will get there in a moment. Let me explain how we did the research. This is now a data set. We've grown to about 6,000 customers, and when I say customers, I'm talking everyone up and down the buying ladder, if you will. So CXOs, procurement, finance folks, end users, influencers, advocates, you name it, they were in our study across industry, across geography, controlled for all those things. And we were asking these customers to do something fairly simple for us to say, because we're the researchers, we wrote the survey, maybe hard to fill out, but about roughly 45-question survey where customers would go through and evaluate a supplier that they do business with along about 45 different dimensions, which generally fell into the categories you see in the lower axis. So evaluate this company around their product quality, their brand, their reputation in the market, their customer service quality, their price to value ratio against other suppliers on a 1 to 7 scale. So how do these guys compare? And then ultimately asking them how loyal were they to that supplier. So how likely were they to keep buying, to buy more, and to advocate on that company's behalf. So a very commercial definition of loyalty that we're using. And when we crunch all the numbers and throw all the data together, we end up with a chart that looks something like this. Now, I think the real surprise here, especially in a room full of marketers, is that all of the things, if I hadn't put this slide up and I asked us for a show of hands around what do you think makes your customers loyalty, why do your customers buy from you, I think all of the things we would have come up with would have been over on the left. So they buy from us because of our brand and our reputation in the market. They buy from us because we make a great product, because we deliver great customer service on the back end. Something goes wrong, we fix it. Or we deliver it at an exceptional price to value ratio. But the reality is that when we add all these things together, all the things that I think we, especially in the marketing community, would classically define as the drivers of customer loyalty, they actually equal less than half of why your customers are loyal to you. 47% to be exact. Now, for us, that was a surprise, because we kind of thought, well, what else is there as a business-to-business supplier? You got your products, you got your brand, you got your reputation, your customer service, your pricing. What else is there? And we went out to customers and we asked them to help us interpret the results. What we heard was truly eye-opening. What we expected to hear was a lot of supplier bashing. That's not actually what we heard at all. In fact, we got customers on the phone and we said, you know, here's what the data looks like. Help me understand. I mean, you answered the survey very consistently with other folks. Why did you answer this way? And what they told us was, yeah, you know, the guys I buy from, they've got a great brand. But then again, so do the other guys. They have a fantastic reputation in the market, a world-class reputation. But then again, so do their competitors. They make an exceptional product. Their product is second to none in the market. But you know, the other guys make a pretty good product too. And I've heard really good things about it. Their customer service is so responsive, it's so spot on. If something goes wrong, they fix it. But you know, the other guys do the same thing. Their pricing is very fair, great value. But they're not that much cheaper than the other guys. In other words, what we heard back from customers is that business customers, along all these classic dimensions that we use to define loyalty, the things we think drive their loyalty, actually perceive much less difference one supplier to the next than we do ourselves. So we approach them in conversations leading with product and leading with, you know, great customer service stories and brand and reputation and all these things. And what customers are thinking is, yeah, I've seen it before. It's about equivalent with what else I see on the market from their competitors. But while customers told us they saw very little difference one supplier to the next on things like brand and reputation and service and price to value ratio, here's the rub. And when we got to the questions around sales experience, what they told us was fascinating. They said, look, what you got to understand is the people I buy from, when I sit down with their sales reps, they deliver a sales experience that's worth paying for. I would actually cut my account manager a check, my sales rep a check, simply for their time. Now, the other guys, their sales reps, they come in and they steal hours of my life that I will never get back. And when we dug into the data and we tried to understand this, it turns out it wasn't any sales experience that these customers were looking for. They're looking for a sales experience that's described in the call-out box here. What kind of sales experience delivers that kind of return on loyalty in the eyes of your customers? It's a sales experience where the rep offers a unique and valuable perspective on the market, where the rep helps the customer navigate alternatives out there, helps them think through issues and outcomes, avoid potential landmines. In other words, it's an insight-driven sales conversation.